Welcome to Coach's Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi, and welcome our guest from Mars High School, highly successful boys basketball coach, Rob Carmody. Coach, congratulations on another section championship, undefeated in section play, 12-0. You finish up the season with a win over Shenango last night. You spanked them 87-42. You have to be pleased with this season that you've had, exciting as you head into the playoffs.
Really excited and really proud of our guys. Our seniors have been tremendous leading, starting and ending with Zach Schlegel. I mean, he's really the heart and soul of our entire program. It's something he's worked really hard for. And, Chris Dvorak has been a guy who started for us for 3 years. Bryce Cunningham and Jonah Kazor have both battled through injuries this year in their senior year to be big contributors for us. And, a kind of a unsung hero has been Austin Cote, a guy who's going to Loyola for lacrosse, could have decided to, spend his time getting prepared for that, but came out for the team, and he's been gigantic for us. But just a really cohesive group that has gotten better every day. They're an older team, so we play like an older team. We don't turn the ball over. We make our free throws. We're efficient on offense, and they understand when to dig in and defend. So it's been a lot of fun to coach them.
You have 4 guys averaging in double figures, led by Zach Schlegel with 17 points per game, and then Tasso Stefanos with 16 a game. And by the way, Schlegel over 1,000 career points. As you mentioned, Cote and Dvorak. How does this team differ from the powerhouse teams you had when your boys played, Robbie and Michael?
I think this team's a little different in the sense that we might not have that super explosive athlete, like Robbie or a John Costello or an Alex Gruber or a Michael Carmody. There might not be that one guy that, hey, I'm going to go get 35 points, or when things aren't going well, we'll go get something. It's been a collective effort. We have 5 guys right now that have made more than 23 pointers. Zach and Tasso are both. Zach's at 89%, Tasso's 87% from the foul line. Chris Dvorak hasn't missed a free throw maybe in 3 weeks. And when you do that, and we are only turning the ball over 6 times a game, when you value your possessions, when you get shots, and when you're shooting at such an efficient rate like we are, that's what's made us really difficult to play and defend. And you don't know who it's going to be. In the past, if we were in trouble, hey, get the ball to Robbie, and everyone kind of knew it was coming, but, talented enough to finish it, or a John Costello or a Mike, grab a big rebound. This group, it's a different person every night, every quarter. And again, I think that makes us difficult to match up with. And it makes it a lot of fun to coach. It's a different person, it seems like, on every possession. And as a coach, that's a lot of fun.
Coach, I've said all year that maybe, possibly, arguably, Class 5A might be the best in the WPIL. You look at Laurel Highlands, they're the number 1 seed in the playoffs, undefeated, led by Rodney Gallagher, and Newcastle 19-1, led by Michael Wells, number 2. And there you are at number 3 with a 20-2 record. And then don't forget, you have Penn Hills and Highlands. You're familiar with all these teams. How good is Class 5A this year?
I think it's tremendous. I think one of the classes, when the state decided to go to 6 classes, I know it's not been great across the board. And obviously what's going on with Butler and North Hills having to play each other 3 times and, maybe see each other again in the playoffs for a 4th isn't ideal. But for 5A, it's been great. You have some traditional schools like your Newcastles, your Penn Hills, your Gateways. And I'd like to think at this point you could throw Mars into that mix is regularly successful. Highlands and Hampton, Shaler, Laurel Highlands, who's, just tremendous as a basketball team and athletically. It's top to bottom. It's really difficult. And again, you have some traditional schools like your Penn Hills and your Gateway and your Shalers that actually used to be, the 6A schools, and now, with the way it's gone, they've shrunk and become 5A. So we've got a great mix, great coaching. I mean, obviously Coach Blundo, Coach Hogger down at Laurel Highlands, Joe Lafco at Hampton. It's across the board. You've got great coaches, terrific programs, athletic programs. So I think 5A is the deepest and most talented group by far.
You open up the playoffs at home with Thomas Jefferson. They're 8-14. You're in the same bracket with Newcastle. How do you keep your players from looking ahead to the Canes?
Again, Coach, it's one of those things where we have an older team. I shouldn't have to. We're going to remind them, of course. We've got to talk about that. But our guys have worked so hard for this moment that I don't think they're going to look past any step of this journey. Not just for the basketball sense of it, but Zach, Chris, Austin, Jonah, and Bryce, those 5 seniors, they've all decided they're not going to play college basketball. They've all got different things going on in their lives. So this is their last go around, not only together as a group, but as basketball players. So one of the things I'm pretty confident in, they're not going to look past any opportunity to play together, to practice together, to enjoy the bus rides and the spaghetti dinners. They're going to soak it all up, as they should. And I think that's the thing that's going to keep us grounded. These guys, they don't, again, they don't get too high on things, too low on things. They've been through it. Zach has played in 2 Whitfield championships. One we won at the buzzer and one we lost at the buzzer. So I don't think he's a guy that's going to, sway and say, oh, geez, I'm waiting for this team, or I don't want to see these guys. He really keeps us grounded, and having an older team, again, it gives us that luxury.
Coach, not just this year, it's a success, but the last 15 years, your success has been amazing. This is your 15th straight playoff appearance, 9 section titles, 2 WPL titles, 6 straight WPL semifinals, PIAA runners-up twice in 2016 and 18. You've had 11 players since 2006 to top 1,000 career points, the latest being Zach Schlegel, and going back, the leading scorer all time in the history of Butler County, your son Robbie, with 2,390 points. You must be highly gratified with the success of this program these last 15 years.
It's been so much fun, and we would not be here. When I was hired, it wasn't immediate. Without Scott Heinauer being patient and seeing that, we weren't going to build from the top down. We were going to build from the bottom up. We were going to get little dribblers going in our youth program and kind of change how we were running things. And it's been so many people and so many families who have bought in, and the kids have all, the great thing about our 5 seniors, they were little dribblers. They were in our youth program. They were junior high players. They've played so much together. They've traveled around playing different places. They've, and it makes it fun to see that happen. And I got to experience that. My own sons both played with guys that they went to kindergarten all the way through high school with. And I think the beautiful part is that, and I've said this, my sons, their favorite basketball players weren't LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Kevin Durant. Of course, they knew who those guys were, but they grew up wanting to be Steve Kress and Tim Fry and John Costello. And now we've got another generation of guys that, again, when our guys turn around and they throw a T-shirt out to a 2nd or 3rd grader, they're creating someone that says, I want to be Zach, or I want to be Chris, or I want to be Austin, I want to be Bryce, I want to be Jonah. And I think that's really something that our community has embraced, and I'm just blessed. We've had great kids, really terrific players, an athletic director and administration that has backed us through everything we've done, and then a community that's gotten behind these guys and again keeps giving time, finding gym time, spending resources to get our guys opportunities to be in gyms and keep working to be better. And that's exciting. It's why I've been able to do this for 24 years. It's a collective effort. It's not Rob Carmody. It's really the Mars basketball program, and I just get to be a part of it, and I'm blessed for that.
Well, Coach, once again, congratulations on a great season. Good luck to you in the playoffs, and appreciate you taking the time of joining us.
Well, thank you for having us, and I really appreciate you guys and all the coverage you give for the the high school players in the area, and I really appreciate all the work you guys do.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to that matchup at Newcastle. Take care, Coach. See you later.
Thanks. Bye.
I'll be right back with Ellen George.
Level up your internet. Zoom Extreme from Armstrong gives you unlimited data at our fastest speeds available. That means unlimited gaming, unlimited streaming, and unlimited downloading with no fear of overage charges, delivered on our super reliable fiber optic network. But that's not all. Zoom's enhanced Wi-Fi provides complete coverage throughout your home, to the devices that need it most, and it gets better each day. Take advantage of the best value in broadband. Zoom Extreme from Armstrong. The future is faster. The future is now.
Armstrong has a history of being engaged in the areas where we provide service. One of these ways is through breaking bread. Food insecurity affects over 12 million children and 5 million seniors nationwide, putting them at risk for chronic health conditions. We're taking a four-prong approach to fighting hunger by collecting donations, volunteering time, donating money, and raising awareness. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com/breakingbread to find a list of community feeding programs in your area.
I am back, joined to my right by the Swami George Abraham, to my left the Tiger Albert Campman. Head into basketball District 7 playoffs getting underway. We have 14 of the boys and girls teams in our District 7 area that will be into the playoffs starting this Friday.
Well, if you're not in it, that means you had a struggling year because everybody makes the playoffs.
Almost.
That's the way I look at it. Wait a minute.
Hey,
there's teams with 16 and 5 make the playoffs. Well, you had a struggling year.
Just had Rob Carmody on, another outstanding season for the Mars boys basketball team. But also at Mars, a milestone. Congratulations to Mars girls basketball coach Dana Petruska on her 500th career win. And her 2018 team was the 5A PIAA champs. She got a lot of her start under Dorothea Epps, working for Dorothea at Butler.
Yeah, she was a good coach long before that.
Yes, at other schools.
Absolutely.
Yes, she was. Our top basketball scorers for the girls: Olivia West, Seneca Valley, 36. Mackenzie Robinson of Rochester, 26. Corianne Hauser of Rochester, 25 and 24. Brooke Manuel of Carn City, 24. Malena Desort of Freeport, 22. Ava Soilis of Freeport, 22. Madeline Boyer of Knock, 21. Mackenzie Mayer of Butler, 21 and 24. Kyla Servik of Elwood City, 21. And Madison Zavasky of Pine Richland, 21. Justine Forbes of Butler, 20. Sarah Pfeiffer of Pine Richland, 20. Daisha Lewandowski of North Catholic, 20. And Megan Murray of Hampton, 20 and 22. In boys basketball, Devin Carney had games of 35 and 37. That puts him over 2,000 on his career. He's now the third all-time leading scorer in Butler County history, behind Robbie Carmody of Mars, 2,390. Ethan Morton of Butler, 2,198. For him to overtake those guys, he's going to have to average about 40 a game and go deep into the playoffs. But quite an accomplishment. He becomes the 32nd player in WPL history with 2,000 points.
That is pretty amazing. That when I think about it, that 1,000-point scores are raved about. That's an extra 1,000, 2,000 points. Jeez. And those players you mentioned, Notre Dame and Purdue.
Yes, that's all you got to say. And poor Robbie Carmi, injured again. He's on the injured list at Notre Dame. He just had series of battling injuries, from major shoulder surgery, knee surgery, Achilles. It seems like you're running. And a kid who played 4 years, even played with maybe a sprained ankle, hardly ever missed a minute of play for Mars. Had Ryan Langanaki had 32. He had 32 in a 72-47 loss. Michael Wells of Newcastle games of 33 and 36. Liam McNona of Hampton, 28. Kylie Davenport of Summit Academy, 28-27. Zach Schlegel of Mars, 26 and 20 and 1,000 career points. Luke Kramer of Carn City, 25. Antoine Evans of Summit Academy, 23. John Sabo of Slippery Rock High School, 22. Trey Fleming of Union Reimersburg, 21. Tasso Stefanos of Mars, 21 and 20. John Anderson of Newcastle, 21. Isaiah Boyce of Newcastle, 20. Jerome Mullins of Rochester, 20. Peyton Johnson of Union Reimersburg, 20. And congratulations to Alexander Roth of Elwood City, 1,000 career points in a win over Mohawk. Madden Clement of Butler, 20. And in MAC Swimming Championship meet, the Roth brothers at it again, going from Elwood City to Riverside. The sophomore Joseph Roth, Riverside, won the 50 freestyle and the 100 backstroke. And then senior big brother Alexander won the 200 individual medley, second in the 100 freestyle. Together, they swam on the record-setting 200 and 400 freestyle relay teams. The Roaring Roths, I call them.
It's amazing.
Basketball, greatest, best
Yep.
season, 20 wins regular season for the Wolverines, and then ready for the playoffs and defend their WPL championship. And these guys going for gold again and swimming with Riverside.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're very, 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 very good basketball players, and they're great
Yeah.
swimmers. So it's an amazing thing about that. Is
Alexander's 6'2", and Joseph is 6'6".
right.
Big poison and little poison.
Yeah.
For them. College women basketball, Ashlyn Pry, you've heard me talk about the Pry. She poured in 29 points, had 11 rebounds, leading BC3 to a 62-40 win over Westmoreland Community College and the Penn Western Conference title.
Nice, excellent. Anytime. And the local kids, it makes it even better.
Yeah, it's their 5th title, Western title in the last 6 years. And the WPL Rifle, Butler finished second in the WPL. Now they head out and take a shot at the state championship. Here are our basketball power rankings, final regular season. Boys, 6A, North Hills at the top, still undefeated, followed by a very good Fox Chapel team, Central Catholic, Upper St. Clair, and Mount Lebanon. North Hills and Fox Chapel, next year they will be 5A.
Yeah, it won't be any tougher than it was. I mean, either way you look at it, there are good teams in all the divisions now.
North Hills is being challenged now.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
I noticed that.
Yeah. We've said on the show many times, you want to be playing your best ball now. They were playing their best ball before.
And that's St. Clair last night.
That's not
Somebody
good.
spanked
And that's
Seneca
not-
Valley.
And that's,
Seneca
and
Valley
that's
beat
not good.
Upper
That's
St.
not
Clair.
good. You want to be playing your best.
Yes.
And they almost beat them last time. They played 1 point, I think
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah,
So,
it was.
They'll meet in the second round
It
if they play.
was 63-62, something like that against
If they
NA.
both win, they'll meet in the second round.
In 5A, undefeated Laurel Highlands, followed by Newcastle, Mars, Penn Hills, and Highlands. I make an argument that this might be the best classification in the WPL from top to bottom. I mean, we could argue that. That's just my feeling. And in 4A,
Well, it's the most competitive.
yeah, let's put it that way.
They're not as good as teams as
Right.
6A.
Uh,
But
competitive,
but
top to bottom.
Yeah, competitive
Exactly.
is a good word. Yeah.
Fox Chapel's going to win that thing.
I think you're right. I would lean towards them too.
And I'm taking Central Catholic, so that's what I'm. So that's interesting.
4A, it's undefeated Quaker Valley, followed by Montour, North Catholic, Belvern, and Lincoln Park. Deer Lakes beat North Catholic 74-72, and then Bishop Canavan turned around and spanked North Catholic 76-49.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
They're
tells you
they're a runaway freight train.
Yeah.
Like them and Olsh, you can almost, unless it'll be a major upset. Either one of them loses.
Yeah.
1A or 2A.
And 3A, it's Elwood City, followed by Washington, Seton LaSalle, Shady Side Academy, now Laquippa. In 2A, it's undefeated Olsh going for that state record of wins. Fort Cherry, Menneson, Carleton, and Greensburg Central Catholic. And 1A, I still put Union up there, Newcastle, 20-2 at the top, followed by powerful Bishop Canavan, Imani Christian, Geibel, and Leechburg.
They give Canavan, loaded past loaded, but they get a night off and they go to Newcastle. I mean, that's just
Because they know
gonna
they can win.
Yeah, but I mean it's going to make them better too.
Right, and then they played how many 6A teams this year?
Well,
Three of them
but they're better than the 6A teams. So,
I know they are.
So that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
I'll go play anybody.
They're like
too.
Eloquip on football.
Yeah, they are.
Really. And for
Except they're playing A.
yeah, that's right.
And they're playing with a geography.
They might be able to play at any
100
level,
miles,
though.
so,
Absolutely. Yeah, they can play 6.
And for the girls, even though Mount Lebanon lost 58-53 to Upper St. Clair, I keep them number 1. Number 2, North Allegheny. The reason is North Allegheny's lone loss was 51-30 to Norman. So I think I still
This was
keep-
wide open.
I saw
Yeah.
that game.
This
Yeah,
one's
still
wide
keep-
I
open.
saw that game. St. Clair did a nice job. That
Yeah.
was at Mount Lebanon, last game of the year to go undefeated.
Yep.
They went in and beat them.
Upper St. Clair, Norman, and Penn Trafford. In 5A, it's Char Valley, followed by Indiana, South Fayette, Trinity, McKeesport, and Latrobe. And in 4A, powerful Blackhawk, followed by Knox, Southmore, Elizabeth Forward, and Highlands.
knocked Blackhawk out last year.
Yeah.
So as powerful as Blackhawk is,
Yeah.
Knock believes they can beat him. So Knock has an advantage there. They can get him.
And Knock has a kind of balanced
Yeah,
scoring
good. Knock
that they
can get
can
him.
do it. You just shutting down one girl is not going to beat
Right.
them.
Absolutely.
And in 3A, it's North Catholic, followed by Avonworth, South Park, Waynesburg, and Freedom. North Catholic in a game we did over Seneca Valley, 53-49. They were down 39-24 in the third quarter, and then the fast break came on, and they outscored the Raiders 29-10.
Yeah, this is not a devastating North Catholic team.
They lost last night.
But
Yeah, they lost last night.
but this is what you said. Bethel beat them 6-8.
Yeah.
But
Bethel beat them by 1 point,
That's
63-62.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But and this is not a devastating team. They lost their two of their three best players, and they're still going to win 3-8 easily.
Here's the bad news. They're all back for
I
next
know,
year.
I know.
They're all back.
Absolutely.
And two of the girls that would have been playing, younger girls, missed this season with
two of the best players.
ACLs.
No, I just been saying.
Yeah.
No, not just two girls.
Yeah,
Two of
the best.
Two of their best girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
In 2A, it's Sarah, Neshannock, Olsh, Bergenstown, Greensburg Central Catholic. And in 1A, back on top, Rochester with a 41-31 win over Union. Union, Newcastle number 2, West Green, Aquinas, Monessen, and Clareton.
Looks like it's come back the third game for Union Rochester. Going to play for the playoff championship, I think.
Yeah, Rochester with that 1-2 punch, girls
they're pretty good.
averaging 20
Yeah.
points
Don't
a
forget
game.
they're using home floors the first 2 rounds.
Yes, they are. Hey, our stories of the week, Super Bowl 56. Not a great game, but a good game. The Rams prevailed 23-20 on a long 79-yard, 15-play drive that covered, the last 6 minutes of the game, and a 1-yard touchdown pass from Matt Stafford to Cooper Kupp. Avoided him from being maybe a GOAT of the game with 2 picks. Of course, the one was a receiver muffed up the reception. That TD pass with 125, but you still said, maybe the Bengals have a chance.
Have you seen the all-22 on the last play?
What do you mean the all-22?
Like where you see everybody?
Yeah.
The guy fell down.
If the receiver,
Donald doesn't grab him right now. No, the defender fell down, Ramsey. The
fell
guy's
down.
20 yards behind him, Chase.
Wow.
He's not near him.
And Ramsey was hurting at the end of that game.
I don't know
with
what
his
happened,
knee.
but he fell down.
And so, Aaron Donald makes a grab. Burrows tries to flip it out in a 4th and 1, and the game's over.
Well, going back to that TD pass. Do you understand how much the game has changed, Eddie? We've talked about it.
1 yard.
There was not a thought in the last, when we were you were running 4 times the yard.
I was going to
They don't
call
even
you.
think
You-
they don't even think about running the ball anymore.
You had me believing the Rams were going to be able to run. They got stuffed. They only had 44 yards
that's why the
rushing.
game was close.
Yeah,
That's why the game was
that's your
close.
thing about offensive line. Both of them are lousy, and they're still in the Super Bowl.
And Burrows gets
Throw the ball
sacked.
every down.
Burrows
Throw the
gets
ball.
sacked 7 times,
Absolutely.
2 by Donald. And so they have, in the playoffs, he was sacked 20 times at least, 9 times against
Hey,
Tennessee.
how about this, though? They needed a yard to
couldn't
Rams,
do
and they
it.
had to run the wide receiver.
Yes. They have $55 million under the cap, almost 56 due
Better get some
Cincy.
line,
So
man.
I think they're going to build that line, and no doubt about it. And we said before, the 2 defensive ends, how active they were for Cincy. They gave those tackles fits all
they
day
did
long.
all day.
All day long.
But that was the thing that stood out to the game was they threw a 1-yard touchdown. George just mentioned on 4th and 1 they had to run some trick play, and then the Bengals on 4th and 1 went
5 wide.
5 wide.
No
You understand? The game has
Yeah.
changed so
much.
drastically that you can't get a yard anymore.
And unusual that the Rams, because usually the Super Bowl team that wins usually has a really solid running game to go along with the passing. This is one time they didn't.
Not at all.
And
7 straight punts, Eddie.
Yeah, I know.
So, the game was not a good game.
It was just a good.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great game.
No,
It
not
didn't
at
keep
all.
in the edge of your
It's
seat.
close. That's
Close
Close.
That equates.
Listen, through the playoffs and this game, 4 or 5 of these games ended by 3 points.
It really got interesting at the end.
Field goal difference.
They did.
And for the Rams, it's their 2nd Super Bowl title, going back to St. Louis in '99. But it's the first NFL championship in Los Angeles since 1951. How about that?
Bill Bourne was.
He was there.
They went all in, Eddie. They went all in.
That's my next
It's going to be
line.
interesting if other teams are going to do this.
Yeah.
They say, okay, we're going to give all our draft picks away, and we're going to try to
Well,
win a
let me
championship.
ask you. You're a Pirate fan. Would you settle for one World Series to be lousy for 5 years? I know you would.
No, but they don't. But
It's not a salary cap.
Yeah, it's so
It's totally
different. In
Hey,
the pros, the
yeah,
Rams
yeah.
can still win not 7 games and be lousy. Pittsburgh, they go off the map.
And who's up there smiling? George Allen.
Yeah, he
The
started.
future is now.
He did. He started.
And the Rams haven't had a first-round pick since
No.
2015 when they took Jeff Goff. They won't have another one until 2024. This year they don't have a 1, a 2, or a 3.
Nobody's caring. Nobody's caring.
And let me ask you something. Of course, they got Jaden, they got Ramsey, and they got Von Miller, and they got Beckham and Stafford. Can the Steelers adopt this philosophy?
No.
Would they even do it with $32 million under the cap?
They don't have enough. They don't have enough good players to match it. I mean, the Rams had
trading away.
Rams knew they were in a place they could win the championship.
But if you're Steelers
aren't.
you trade away a number 1 and number 2 to get. They haven't won a playoff game in 5 years.
I know.
5 years.
And as I said before, there was 30 other teams that have won. You know, they keep bringing this up because we're Steelers fans.
Yeah.
There's teams out there that want to make the playoffs. They
Right.
never make it. So
Yeah.
we're
They're
just
going
going
to be looking at a lot of Joe Burrow, and you know the Bengals are going to go out. They're going to sign the best free agent offensive lineman they could find around.
They don't.
got
They're
the money.
foolish.
They're going to do it. Hey, how about the big thing about the game? $7.6 billion wagered on the Super Bowl. The NFL just gets the rich and the powerful get richer and more powerful. Soaring TV ratings. Last spring, a $100 billion TV contract. Coming up this fall, Thursday nights, exclusive. You want to watch Thursday Night Football? You have to go to Amazon Prime.
How about that?
Big deal. Big money
So
all
they're
over
Trying
again.
to get
So
Aikman away for like $20 million.
So changed.
You know that? They want to give him Romo money.
I could believe it. You know,
Aikman and Michaels.
You just look for everything that's happened with the NFL. You know, this is me. You guys tell me what you think. I go the NFL football in the playoffs number 1 for me, and then you could say with your college football playoffs, March Madness, and then the Kentucky Derby, the Masters,
That's a good order. That's good
and
order.
the World Series is going way down. Now, Rob Manfred tells us they're headed toward the universal DH. They have this work stoppage. Keep doing things to ruin the game. Millionaires and billionaires fighting, and they're just losing out. The more you read, the younger people are not following the game. It's too long. The analytics, more strikeouts than there are hits. They got serious problems. This strike will do more damage, greater damage than any other work stoppage ever.
Yeah,
It's a lockout.
Lockout,
whatever it is,
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's even if they didn't have the lockout, baseball is going downhill.
Yep.
You know, guys like me who I love it. Baseball's my favorite
Yeah.
by far.
Hey,
By
horse
far it's my
racing and
favorite.
boxing,
You know,
it
baseball.
can happen.
That happened in boxing.
It happened. Absolutely.
Yeah, and let me finish with saying this: the Pens in first place in the Metro,
Ooh.
30-11 and 8. What a great job Sullivan's done with this team. 68 points, 4-2 win over New Jersey. Brian Boyle, what a bargain deal he was. And now Crosby, 499 goals. It would be great if he gets 500 against the Flyers.
That would be that. What a rivalry that is. Yes.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We've run out of time. We'll see you next week.
If you're a team player who loves providing excellent customer service, begin your Armstrong career as a technical support representative. We have full and part-time openings in Butler. Many of our Armstrong supervisors and managers started their careers at our customer service center, and you can too. We have open positions now starting at $17 per hour with great benefits and free broadband services. To apply, visit agoc.com/careers or call Heather today.
No one plans for a plumbing emergency. If it happens, turn to the experts at Armstrong Comfort Solutions. Matt Mertz Plumbing is now part of the Armstrong Comfort family. Do you have a leaking pipe, a toilet backing up? When you need a plumber, you want an honest, licensed professional. We're available 24/7. Our plumbing experts can handle any need or emergency, including trenchless sewer replacement. Armstrong Comfort Solutions and Matt Mertz Plumbing, two great local companies coming together to better serve Western PA.